Hello and welcome to another Lighthouse 1111 Spirituality. Now it's another channeled message and I want to talk a little bit today about the ops. Now for those who doesn't know what an op is, it's not an operation. The op is an opposition. It's your adversaries. It's the non spiritualists, the person that or the people, the group that may not fully get you as a person if you're coming from a spiritual perspective. And just want to talk a little bit about them because there's a little bit to it basically. And basically is the basics is that as you become more spiritual, as you become more powerful within your realms, if you like, or you start to see the true side of spirituality, tarot, and the rest of it, you attract the ops basically, and these are basically energies that work against you. To be honest, that's what it is basically. It can be a bit fancy. You can be a bit fancy and call it all kind of different names and agents and. But the op basically. So I just wanted to cover that today. A little bit of a channel, a little bit of card pulling. So combination of the both. Just have a little sip of my tea. 1 second. So the op is the person or group or an area or place or an item. It could be, believe it or not. The op that I'm picking up on is someone who, I don't know if you got a chance to go over some of my other videos that I've made, but there was one that I made I think a couple of hours ago, and it was regarding a friend returning who is basically got bad intentions for you. It's all popped out already. Who's got bad intentions for you? And sorry, 1 second. I'll just quickly grab these 5. And it's a kind of a carrying from that, really, to be fair. So we've got sensing. We've got ascension. These ones keep coming up all the time. And in reverse, which I don't really read reverse, we've got pain. Flipped over, we've got release. And everyone that's flipped over in reverse is balance. Yeah, balance. Quickly show you that one. You might not have seen that. So obviously the ones I will read in reverse today. So pain in reverse is pretty clear what that is, isn't it? So I think the op or the ops are seeing you grow, essentially, and sensing that you're coming out of, because the op sometimes what they do, they send negative energies to you. They send bad energy away. They have their intentions are off. Their intentions are stout, you know. And I think what they're doing is that this to be honestly clear. You don't have to be a witch with a cauldron and a spell book to be casting out spells of bad intentions to people. It's simply just a core, your core, you as a person, your core, people, things, and places that you hate. The hatred that comes up from that, from within, can be the same as someone who's gone and casted out some spells and stuff. You know, the traditional witches way, if you like, if you believe that. But yeah, so it happens on a day to day. It really does. It could be just calling someone, so to speak, a bastard, or you know, all manner of different names, which is a little bit lighter to where I'm going. But it's when someone really dislikes the path that you're taking, and within themselves, knowing or unknowing, indirectly or directly, pushing out that energy towards you. It's called projection, projecting it towards you. It can be both ways. It can be negative and positive. You can project happiness and love towards you, or you can be negative and project hate and fear. So the ops. So a little bit about the ops. So the ops are basically are there as the balance in the universe, basically, because what goes up must come down. The same as up above, so below. It's balance. It's like the high priestess or the justice card. These are what I'm talking about. It's the balance of it all. And look, we've got balance here, was come out in reverse. So we're talking about the ops here, yeah. Because the balance that they want for you is not positive; it's negative. And if you look here, this is just a simple little spread here, but ascension, as you can see, release, as you can see, sensing, and in reverse we've got pain, and then the top, which will be the crown today, will be balance. So what I'm sensing from, or what I'm picking up and channeling from the ops, is that it's like 1-0. You're growing, you're getting stronger, and that energy that you're producing from yourself is actually being picked up by the ops, and they can sense that you're in a good vibration, you're in a good frequency, your overall happiness is growing, maybe. And they hate it. They absolutely hate it. And one thing you need to do is protect yourself from these sort of energies. Some people go to religious scriptures, i.e. the Torah, the Bible, the Quran, for protection, because scriptures from sort of religious books carry energy that protects you, or can protect you if used in the correct way. Also, as well, it's believe it or not, Spanish. The Spanish language, believe it or not, can be. Hold on 1 second. The Spanish language can be used as a form of sorry about that. The Spanish language can be used as a form of spells, because the English language, as you know, English. Let's just talk about English for a second before we go into the Spanish. So the English language is how you say it. Not There isn't a specific word for some emotions. It's how you express that. You can say the same words, and it's the way you say them words will be interpreted by the person or the people of how or what you're trying to say, if that makes sense. A little bit more deeper. Um, you could say love, or you could say love. Which one of those loves, the same words, but which one of those is intentional for that you would believe that the person really meant it? Was it the first one, or just quickly said it quickly, loud and fast, or was it the second one that had a little bit more depth to it? This is what I'm trying to explain. So back to the Spanish language. The Spanish language, sometimes you can use, which I'm understanding, because I'm going by research here. This is not channeling. This is my own research. Now, at this moment, we're talking about languages and the Spanish language. So the Spanish language can be used as a way to pin you down, in a sense. Not saying all the Spanish speaking people around the world are evil people, because I'm not saying that at all. But what I'm trying to say is that the language can be used in that way to project negativity, especially if you know what you're doing. If you go to someone who is sort of, who's sort of acquainted in them sort of ways, like if you want to waste that energy and that time sort of doing all them some sort of negative things, just so you know, karma always comes back for you. Whatever you send out comes back to you. So I always believe if you send that good intentions, good intentions come back to you. If you send out negative intentions, they eventually come back to you. So I don't know why people take this and run off with this, basically, because eventually it all catches back and goes back to where it came from. So the ops, unfortunately, are actually experiencing a bit of their own medicine. That's what I'm feeling at the moment. And they put on the brave face, they put on this I'm doing very well, I'm totally fine, but deep within themselves, I think they know that they have got it coming to them, and everything that does come to them, they feel it on a bigger level, to um, to what they're expressing and what they're telling people what's going on, basically. And the ops, it's 1-0. I really do think that. I don't know why the 1-0 has popped into my head, and that's definitely a channeled message there. It's you're gaining momentum over the ops, because I believe at one point the ops had put you into a box or into a corner and was manipulating you and manipulating others to manipulate you, which is, in my eyes, it's like gang stalking. These sort of things come into it spiritually, of course, spiritually, and sometimes in the physical realm as well. Maybe following and checking up on you and doing all the, like spying on your social media, maybe asking a friend of a friend what you're up to, things like that, if they're that close. Yeah, so the ops, I believe the ops is actually losing at the moment, and you're gonna see a big change, or you're gonna actually gonna notice if you're someone who is like myself, who's quite spiritual and who sees the signs. I mean, this week alone, I've had 4 feathers dropping right in front of me, white little white feathers, 4 of them, like 4 different places all this week, and it's just like constant. I look up and there's a feather there, and there's no burn or anything, which is a message. But just a feather there, and that to me is it speaks volumes, and you should look into what that actually means. But it has meaning as well. And yeah, so 4 represents for me stability in tarot. So that's where we are at the moment. So yeah, the ops are having a bit of a time at the moment. They're putting on brave faces, and they are acting as if it's nothing, but deep down, it's like, imagine putting your hand underneath this tea candle, and leaving it there for a long time, and what, wondering why there's a burning sensation. That's what I feel. I'm not saying they are literally burning themselves, but that sensation where they're feeling the heat right now. They're feeling the burn. They're feeling it. They actually are feeling it right now, and they are, whatever they say or do, it's a reaction from what you are doing, because you are ascending. You really are ascending as a person, or maybe as a group. There may be a group of yous that are maybe listening to this and are ascending together, which is quite a nice thing, really, to be fair. But generally speaking, keep the good work up. Do what you're doing, because whether you know it or not, you are making serious gains. You really are, and the ops can sense it. They really can sense it. They really can. So be strong, be bold, because boldness is what makes leaders, what makes people move away from being crouched down and pushed into a box by some hating ops, or some people who dislike what you're about and what you stand for. Stand up to this, because you have power too. The ops have power, but you have a greater power than them. And the reason why you have greater power than them, because I believe the path that you're taking, the spirituality that you're following, um, it's adding value. It really is adding value. And not to go on too much about it, but you really are starting to make a big difference, not just within your environment, but your environments around you. And slowly that will trickle out to get bigger and bigger, and as that does, you get stronger and stronger. And you'll notice the ops will be will be getting more desperate. They will do more desperate things to try and either get your attention or to, but the main objective is to bring your energy down so you're not as powerful. Because and when you're in your positive strong energy, you can't be touched. But when you're negative and you're feeling a bit down or maybe depressed or anxious, what happens is, I believe, is that are much more easier to, well, the energies that are maybe around that are not for your highest good can attach on around you and obviously pull you down and keep you down. So you always need to build your energy up. So if you feel a bit down, you feel a bit, a bit scatty mind, or you just don't feel yourself. I think which is a good thing to do, is to take a couple minutes away from everyone if you can, because I know some people live hectic lives, and just to give yourself 5 or 10 minutes, just to, even if you can't meditate, just to turn everything off, turn the TV off, turn the lights off, turn everything off, your phone off, turn it all off, and just sit there and try to clear your mind. And if you can do this every morning, or before you go to sleep every night, and you can do this consistently, you'll notice a difference in yourself. You may not see it straight away. Some people, are different, but you may not see it straight away. But I guarantee you that if you lift up your energy and move away from negativity and move more to positivity, you will see a difference. And what you need to also remember is, as your positivity grows, the ops will sense it, and they will come at you in different ways and different values, if you like, to try and pull you down and to try and to bring you back to their level, basically, which is negativity. So just remember that, and just be strong, and know that when people are trying to deliberately aggravate you, or to try to pull you down in some whatever way they feel that they can, you just need to know you need to build yourself back up, and you need to keep that energy going strong. It's like the sun and the moon. I keep saying these. I keep using these again. The sun and the moon. Every day and every night, the sun pops up and the moon pops up in the night. It does it every single day, and that's what you need to remember. It's not something that you can just build it up and go away and leave it, and then that's it. It's it's a constant battle. Like, even with frequencies, you got the frequency can go up, the frequency can go down. It never stays the same. So you're constantly either building it or you're reaping the walls from it, if that makes sense. So you're either low and you're building it back up, and then when you're got to a really good level of energy, positive energy, you whip the walls from it. But just remember, there is, with every positive, there is an op with a negativity to try and pull you down. Just bear that in mind when you could do your day-to-days, because this stuff is real. It really is real, and it should be taken a little bit more seriously, to be fair. But a lot of people don't, because they get into it. You know what it is? There's a lot of distractions out there. There's a lot of things that we do that is not for our highest good. For instance, the TV, for instance, is one of those things where if you can sit and watch the TV all day if you have enough time to do it. But what have you gained from that, really? You've sat down and watched TV all day. Do you know what I mean? So just bear that in mind as well. I mean, we all have done it. Like, maybe we're not feeling too well, so we sit down, we watch a little bit of daytime TV if you're in the days, or you might watch a little bit of Watershed. That in the UK, that's something that happens after 9 o'clock on TV. And basically, you sit there and you get some entertainment from it. Basically, that's basically what it is. But there's other ways in which you can do that. There's other ways, and there's other positive ways in which you can do that as well. I mean, for instance, watching the news. The news I consider to be quite negative, and quite negative, really, to be honest, because although the news can be good news and bad news, majority of the time it broadcasts, and it could be different in other countries, but in the UK, we mainly get bad news. It's mainly things that are going bad for us, or for the collective, or for the world. Drink a bit more of my tea. So you just need to know that and disconnect from all of this, because individually you're responsible for yourself. Individually, you're responsible for your own energy, regardless of who you are. You know, you're responsible for your own energy. No one else can be responsible for that. So, you know, you know, I'm not saying you don't, but I'm just saying it, you know, we just need to just take that on mind, take that to mind, and remember that regardless, if you're super negative and you're in that sort of low vibing energy, I'm not saying things can't happen for you. On, you know, some people it might work for them, but down there is a little bit different to being up here, if you know what I'm saying, with the high vibrations. It's totally different energy, and if you ever get the chance to do it, you may notice things like, I don't know, your forehead might slightly be a little bit irritated, or you might get a little headache on the front of your forehead, or you might hear ringing sounds in your ears. These are signs that your vibrations are lifting up and growing, and you're getting actually stronger, to be fair. So just bear this in mind, and remember, it's 1-0. And if you're not a sports person, um, it's 1-0 still. And your ops are feeling the burn right now. So you're never gonna fully eradicate the ops, but you can flip it over a little bit and not be in the wall or in the box. And maybe, I'm not saying to go back and physically push them into a box, because you haven't got time to that. There's too much to do. But what you can do is keep them at arm's length and take that power away from them that allows them to do that to you. Because a lot of empaths out there um, don't realize how strong and powerful they are. They really don't. And it's time to. It is actually time to do that. And it's time to know what powers you have within yourself, within your persons, within your being. It's time. It's time. It really is time. And it starts with growing that positive energy. Then you can see what it is that you have. I can't tell you what it is. No one can, because it's in within yourself. So you have to take that time to really understand yourself, to really understand. And you know, sometimes I may not be explaining it correctly to you, and maybe it might be that you need to speak to or communicate with another reader who be able to communicate that with you. And that's totally fine. It's totally fine, because the end goal is what we all want, really, and that is to live better, healthier lives. And we will get there. I promise you that we will get there, with the ops or without the ops. And you just need to know that. You just need to know that. Someone needs to hear this. I don't know who, but someone needs to hear this, that the ops, your days are done now. Your days are done. Like you need to operate somewhere else, away from the high vibing people that are probably listening to this message. Thank you so much for listening. And would you like and share? That would be amazing. It really would, especially for someone who may not know about because it's still quite new, relatively new channel, who may not know about the channel. Introduce them. They may like it, they may not. It's totally fine if they don't. But thank you again for coming to the channel today. I really appreciate it.